Hey everybody, SBG here, coming to you from the SBG Craft server, and I am over here at the End Glass Factory, and basically in between episodes after I built this, I discovered a couple flaws, and I went ahead and fixed them all. So I'm just going to go through really quickly what I changed, and then we can get into the episode. So one of the big things, I kind of knew that it was going to happen, but basically since I didn't build it full scale in my test world, I wasn't sure how much fuel I was going to need, so I added on a few more carpet dupers. I got rid of the whole black-white thing. It was a good idea, but if I just added more dupers, it didn't matter what color they were. So I think I have like 14 now in total, and that will easily keep up with all these furnaces. The next one was probably the biggest one. Once the furnaces got up to full speed, where all the furnaces were running, the collection below could not keep up. I just didn't even think that a single hopper line for 64 furnaces on each side, I didn't think that those wouldn't be able to keep up with all the glass coming through. So what I did was I switched it out for just some droppers that drop it into this ice stream, and with that I had to upgrade the item elevator and the storage. So basically after the glass is finished, it comes through here and then goes into one of these four elevators, and that is, I have four just to keep up with the speed of all the furnaces running at once. So yeah, and then those go up here into the storage, and I have that mirrored on this side as well. And then finally I had to redo the storage, so I was like, you know what, I might as well get a little fancy. And if you look right here, I have some redstone and I have a shulker box filler. So automatically after this storage here gets filled up, it will go into the shulker boxes. So I can still come over here and just grab some glass, or if I need a whole shulker box, I can just grab that. So yeah, that is what I changed here. I've also been working in the area, cleaning up some random chests around and digging away some of the end islands so it's not in the way and all ugly and stuff. But yeah, so in a kind of related note, I'm gonna head over to the next place for this episode, and it's actually where we were last episode. So we're in the end and also at the blast chamber area. So I'm gonna head over there and I'm gonna talk about what we're gonna be doing. Alright, so I am back over here at the blast chamber. In between episodes, I've been trying to collect a bunch of concrete for my next project, and I've been running into some problems. First off, very obvious, there's just a bunch of shulker boxes all over the place, filled with, random colors of concrete. Some just have sand and dragon eggs in it. Yeah, this is my fault because I didn't put a sorting system in the end. That's probably coming in the near future, but yeah, this sucks. The farm itself is pretty good. It's limited because I can only load up a couple of chests of concrete powder at a time. Also, I was having a problem where if I would AFK, the piston on the inside here, if I can get inside. Okay, this piston right there would actually kind of like freeze or I would be feeding them into here too fast, so it wouldn't get an update correctly, and it'd get stuck. So I added this little clock with a piston, so you turn it on, very loud, but that piston right there will just sit there and update this one, even when that top one that I have doesn't. So yeah, I don't know if it's just my connection to my server or lag or something like that. It's just every now and then I'll get unlucky and it'll get stuck. So yeah, it's kind of a ghetto fix, but you know it works. Whatever. I'm not gonna say too much about it. And then the final problem is if we come over here and we come over here to the storage. Once again, this is, you know, not very good. It's just a hole with a bunch of chests in it, nothing sorted, and you know, if I go AFK for too long, I can run the risk of filling this up and wasting some that doesn't get picked up. So yeah, I'm gonna have to build a storage for it. Alright, so here I am in a creative download of the blast chamber area, and I built up a little fix for all those problems. Yeah, so let's see. Let's go over here to the storage. Yeah, basically I have a sorter in the back here, and it goes into these chests, and they're all linked together. That way, you know, anything that comes in here will trickle down into this dropper, and the dropper is hooked up to a observer clock at the bottom there, and dispenses it out into this water stream, which flows down to where the player AFK is here. Yeah, so if you look over here, I have a little cutaway of how this works. Pretty simple. Just flip the switch. That pushes up that observer and starts the clock. So how I have it set up is you just come along and pick whichever color you want and turn on that clock, and it'll start dispensing out that color. So yeah, and then over here I kind of made the updater piston clock thing, you know, on a little better looking switch and whatnot. And then so yeah, I wanted to automate this a little bit more. So basically what I do is I come from the end with some shulker boxes filled with whatever powder I want, and I just bring it over here to this shulker box unloader. And this, I'm not sure what the guy's name is. If I can find the video that I used, I'll link it down in the description. But this is just a real simple shulker box unloader. How it works is you put the shulker boxes in here. That puts it into this dispenser. Once I press the button here, it will dispense it, start unloading it, and once this comparator turns off, it will pull in these two observers, which will then go hit, you know, this piston here, which will break the shulker, and then a couple ticks later we'll hit you know, that repeater there, and that will activate those observers, which will dispense a new shulker until there's no more left. And it's a real simple one. Just everything goes into this hopper line. So I put a non-stackable item sorter in right there, and so that after the shulker boxes are emptied, they come up front here into this chest right there, and everything else. Let's go over here. Goes into this item elevator, and then goes up into this hopper line and gets sorted. So yeah, this isn't going to be exactly what it looks like. I'm gonna, probably move this back to align it better with this little walkway area, and probably put up like a better looking wall. Maybe hide some of the redstone. I like personally to see some of the redstone, but some of the stuff I'll probably cover up, just kind of make it neat and clean. Um, So yeah, this is the basic concept of what I'm going to be building. So I'm going to cut away to a little time lapse and build all this up along with the storage down below. So yeah, hopefully you like that. Alright guys, and I'm back. Hopefully you liked that little time lapse of me building, and after I was done building all that stuff, I kind of went around and did a little bit of the aesthetics, made it decent looking. So as you can see, I put all the colors in so you know which color you're selecting. I lit the place up. It was really dark and like gloomy looking over here. I also did a little bit of the floor. I don't know if I'm going to keep this, with the colors in here. It looks kind of weird to me, but it tells me what color each lever is for. I guess I could just get rid of the lamp and have that color sand right there, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll do that in the future. But everything is working here. As you can see, I have my shulker box unloader running over there. I threw a bunch of shulker boxes in there, and yeah, it's been going. It's a little slow, but it's one of those things where it'll get me a decent amount of concrete fairly quickly when I need it. It's not one of those farms where you just like run it whenever, just have a ton of it. It's going to be one of those ones where if I need a bunch, I'll come here and just AFK for a little bit and get more. But yeah, everything's working well. I tested it out, and yeah, those droppers definitely keep up with how fast I can put them down and get them into the blast chamber. And then down here, I went through and I finished the storage. I realized after I was done with the time lapse that I didn't do any of the redstone stuff behind it. So yeah, but I just went with the typical Impulse SV sorter. So, and I also realized after the time lapse was done that I forgot to put in storage for like wood from the tree farms, and it worked out perfectly to where all this was like the perfect size for concrete. So I actually added on these last couple sections here. This is actually directly under the blast chamber. But yeah, so that I can get the wood in here and whatnot. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about this. I'm probably going to run it a bunch in between episodes, because in the next episode I'm going to need a lot of concrete. So I'm not going to say anything else about what I'm going to be doing, but it's just going to take a lot of concrete. So yeah, I'm going to be doing that in between episodes. But I'm going to head off to the last project, and that's actually going to be in the spawn chunks. So see you there. Alright, so for my last project, I am over here in the spawn chunks. I recently went around and outlined them in glowstone, and yeah, basically, since I moved the spawn chunks, I lost my original simple mob switch. So today I'm going to build up a new one, and right over here, as you can see, I am right at the edge, right there. Let's see, F3 and G. This is right here's the last chunk in the spawn chunks, and then there's this one also, the lazy chunks. And if I go down this hole here, go down a little quicker, I have a mob spawner, and it is a skeleton. And then if I continue down this hole, there's another, over here, oh geez, man, lag. I have another skeleton spawner next to another skeleton spawner. So I have a triple spawner, and this is very ideal for making a mob switch because skeletons, they can't pick up items like zombies can, so you don't have to worry about that. Basically all I have to do is make a little chamber for them to spawn in, and it's, you know, all of this is inside the last two chunk border, or the last two lazy chunks of the spawn chunks. So it'll be pretty easy. All I have to do is pretty much dig this area out and put up a little nether portal so I can get out of here without despawning them. And yeah, that'll be that. So I'm just going to make a cut to me accomplishing this, and I'll be back and I'll show you it working. Alright guys, so here I am in the little AFK room. Yeah, as you can tell, it's not very pretty in here. I just kind of threw this all together, but it's running, it's working. I got, if I stand right here, I don't know, yeah, I think anywhere in this little room will activate all the spawners. Oh, I guess I have to be kind of close for that far one. But yeah, still, all these are working. So all I have to do is sit here and wait for them to spawn. And if I hit F3, you can see On my entities number right there, it's like 25 now. So I just have to sit here for a couple more minutes and wait for it to get up to at least 75. I'll probably go more. I always like to go a little extra just to make sure that nothing spawns. I don't know. But yeah, so I'm just going to sit here and wait for them. Alright, there we go. We got just about 100 here. Yeah, with these guys it's 100. So now I'm going to go through the portal. And let's see here. How do we get out of here? No, don't go back in. Don't go in. That was close. That was close. I have it blocked off. That way I don't mix this portal up with some other portal and accidentally go through it and, get rid of the, or break the mob switch. So let's go over here and go through this portal. And I believe it's nighttime. Yes, nighttime. And let's, if I can fly, we can fly over, let's go over here. Yeah, sun's coming up. But still, should be mobs spawning if the mob switch wasn't on. So, as you can see, there's no mobs, so it is working. So yeah, that's really cool, very useful. I have some upcoming projects that will greatly benefit from not having a ton of mobs trying to kill me all the time. So yeah, this is really cool. So that is all I have time for in this episode. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.